Check out the watch. It's quite nifty, don't you think? Well, it's time to look at the watches of 7 Friday. And here to tell us more about the brand and their collections that are already out in the market is 7 Friday's founder and owner, Daniel Niederer. Yes, I said that correctly.
Absolutely correct. Thank you.
But you correct me if I said that wrong.
I will correct you, yes.
Welcome to the show. You have beautiful, beautiful watches, different from, obviously, the watches that are out in the market. Tell us about 7 Friday.
Well, first, I think it's natural that we claim that it's different, it's special, it's the best ever.
That's what you have to do at this point.
That's what we have to do, and that's what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. No, but I think when you look around in the market, there was a bit of a lack of innovation, in my opinion, and we wanted to create something, 7 Friday, which represents a lifestyle I'm living myself, a lifestyle, or at least I have the ambition to live, values I believe in. For the simple reason I wanted to work in an environment which I enjoy. I have fun going every morning to the office. I have fun working with the people. I can choose the people I'm working with. So to create a little bit of freedom. And that was really the foundation of 7 Friday. The next thing was to create a timepiece which has highest quality standards, a very high perceived value, but still is quite affordable for most people in this world. Well,
because it's not very classic looking. So obviously, and 7 Friday alone, you listen to it and you're like, it's very forward thinking.
Yep.
And it's modern. So you wanted to give that option to people out there with maybe the distinction of being a classic watch in terms of technology and in terms of the way it works.
I think, yeah, the idea was to create a watch which you don't just put in a drawer. Normally you look at a watch and say, okay, it's a jewelry watch, or okay, it's a sports watch. And you look at this watch and you're not sure, is it a classic, is it a modern?
Exactly, so how would you classify it? You
modern
can't box
classic
it.
Perhaps, today's classic, I don't know. I don't want to classify really, I don't want to specify what it stands for in terms of design. I think it appeals or it doesn't appeal. I believe also a good design should not be explained too much. I can say that because I didn't draw it myself.
Exactly, so you do have a design team.
Well, actually, I work with a design studio in Switzerland, if I can mention them, Studio Divine. They did a fantastic job. They created timepieces, and they did an outstanding job in terms of, if you want today to create a watch which doesn't resemble anything else, it's nearly impossible because nearly everything has been done.
Right.
So either you do a round watch, you do a classic, or you do a modern, and they really didn't go the easy way. Okay, perhaps I didn't let them go the easy way, but I think they really achieved the objective. But
to create a watch like this, it didn't take you guys so long because the creation process started maybe 2.5 years ago, you were saying.
That's right, yeah.
And from then to now, you already have 3 collections.
That's right, but you know, I lived 10 years in Asia, so I got used to the Asian pace, go a bit faster, not to the Swiss pace, which might be a bit slower and easier. Okay, well, let's talk about the collections that you do have, because I'm sure people are interested. And you've been in the market in the Philippines for a good 4.5 months? No, actually, our brand exists. So we're selling watches as a 7 Friday internationally since about 4 months.
Okay.
In the Philippines, we are since 5 weeks.
5 weeks, and you've already sold how many watches?
It's close to 200 now.
And you were saying a while ago as we were chatting that social media plays a big role in terms of marketing.
Internationally, but particularly also in the Philippines, I've seen a huge success. And at this point, I just need to thank our partners in the Philippines, 7 Friday, Manila, which are doing just a tremendous job and created, which in 5 weeks, a followership and a communication level, which is unbelievable.
Why did you decide, before we look at the 3 different the types, why did you decide to come into the Philippines straight away?
Okay, I could now claim that it was a huge strategy we had on paper, and the Philippines was one of the most important markets we were targeting, but it would be lying, and as 7 Friday we don't like that. Basically, I met my current partners via social media.
Really?
We had a lot of discussions and chats, and somehow we clicked in terms we have the same objectives, we have a similar thinking, and most importantly we have a similar way of looking at life and living life. And at the end I think this chemistry is very important to bring a brand forward which should be very emotional. It's not just about rational. It's about a lifestyle that you're pushing forward. And that's what you said before, 7 Friday, the name implies a bit. It's more than just a technical watch, a mechanical watch. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. Okay, and why 7 Friday? 7 Friday, I think everybody guessed, but most people ask me because they're not sure, did I get it right? But it's what it says. 7 days a week, it's Friday. It doesn't mean it's always cocktail time. It doesn't mean it's always about the weekend. It means, well, translated in Latin is probably carpe diem. try to seize the day, enjoy every day, whether you're working, whether you're with your family, whether you're on holidays, whether it's weekend, just enjoy, try to enjoy life. It's short enough.
Okay, well, let's go through the collections. The one that I borrowed, I'm returning it to you now.
Oh, thank you.
Is this P1, P2, or?
This is P3.
Okay, let's go with P1 first then. Where are we? Right
so
there.
the P1, you want to hold it? Or?
Sure. Let me hold it up for the camera.
Well, perhaps first to say the whole 7 Friday collection, the brand universe, as well as the collection, the product is inspired by industry.
Okay.
Meaning whether it's industrial buildings, architectural, whether it's machines in there, or the interior decoration, if you think about old factories with some wooden floors and black machines. So there's a lot of emotional materials in there. When you look at the factory, look at the machines, there's a lot of communication in it. And it really is for our life very influential as well. So the P1 is the industrial essence, which means the modern industry, which is more polished, shiny, chrome,
stainless steel,
exactly in this direction. That's on one side in terms of the color tonation. On the other hand, you have the hands, which really give a very mechanical and physical feeling to the watch.
Right. Are all of the watches, or from the different collections, the same price pretty much? Or do they just look different from each other, or is there a price point to each?
Well, there is a slight difference in pricing.
Okay, so for the P1, how much are we looking at?
The P1 is $1,000 US.
Okay. So that's
in...
That's 40,750, something
around
like that.
40,000, so 41,000.
Okay.
Okay. And then the P2 is... in terms of color tonation, so we use a bit more.
Warmer.
It's warmer. It's warmer in terms of tones. In terms the gold color, the copper color, really, which let's just turn it to have it properly on the TV.
That's okay. He's good. He's good.
Well, I'm trying. I'm learning from the teacher here, but. It's the color tonation which reminds you a bit on the Industrial Revolution. So it's more like 19th century. If you think about the old breweries, which have the big copper vessels in there, or the old machines which use more this coloration.
So there really is a history, sort of.
There's always a story. There's every product, in terms of communication as well, in terms of design, in terms of all the elements around, is clearly inspired not just by an environment, but also by a specific element of a machine.
Right.
So, for example, on our website, you will see the picture which inspires specifically the model.
And you'll get to see it, juxtapose it side by side, and you'll see that they're related.
Exactly.
Okay. So for the P2?
The P2.
How much would that go for?
Oh, now you're challenging me. I think the P2 is 1,250.
Okay, so it's a little higher than, obviously, as we go up.
It goes a bit up because it's the whole finishing is way more complicated than the simple stainless steel. Okay,
and all of them have leather straps, it seems.
They all have genuine leather straps, yes, absolutely. We will launch more additional straps, more variations, because people like to change according to mood or dress style.
Right.
We're launching more straps end of February.
Okay, so this is obviously P3.
This is P3.
The one that you're going to give me after the show.
Absolutely, I'm my personal favorite, so it's going to hurt me very much. Emotionally, I mean. No, but this is P3, yes, which is inspired on the third category. So we have Industrial Revolution, which is current industries. We have Industrial Essence is current. Industrial Revolution, which is the history, really. And we have the Speed Seeker. So basically, Speed Seeker represents a bit the emotional side of what comes out of the factory. The things we like, which come out of the factory, which is normally, besides watches, obviously, are bikes, cars, boats, planes, things like that. So here the inspiration is a coffee racer. Coffee racer is a British subculture of the 60s. Steve McQueen was a very famous exponent of this. He was in one of the movies in Berlin on a Triumph. Basically what you have here is the black and the red color, which is inspired from a Ducati motorbike. We found a very classic old one. And here around it's rubber, symbolizing just
look at the back, look at the detail of the back.
Exactly. You have to here you have the profile of the tire actually reflected, and you have the touch of a tire, and yes, on the back we work
beautiful. Look at that.
We work with pictograms to explain a bit in a more funny way the different elements and features of the watch in terms of water resistance, size, etc.
It's beautiful. You're definitely giving me this after. No, but really though, before doing this, what were you into? Why did you decide to get into watchmaking? It's just really quite interesting because obviously there are so many in the market.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nearly everything. There's too much already. I think first of all, in the watch industry, I fall by accident, not just because I'm Swiss, but it just happened.
Well, it would give people a clue as to why you would go into watches.
I think, yeah, I could go into chocolate banking or watches, so I thought it was cooler.
Okay, there you go.
So I went into watches. I worked with many different brands in the past, and you learn and you see, and especially when you're also at the front and you discuss with clients, you find there's a lot of things I don't agree, like brands doing it. And then at one point, I think you have a certain arrogance and you say, okay, I know it better. And you keep complaining. And then you have to make a decision in your life. Either I stop complaining, accept that they know better, or I try it on my own and prove that I'm right.
Right.
So it's now very early days to prove that I'm right.
Never mind, but you have the passion, which is good. And it will fit in with the Filipino lifestyle, because we're all about passion. So tell us about your plans in the Philippines for 2013 and onwards.
In the Philippines, we started, and what I only can say that the success really so far was overwhelming. It was just amazing, the reception received as a brand in this market. Now, on the short term, we are selling a lot of direct, and we are some retailers. We are opening more retailers in February in the market, where exactly will be communicated also via our website, SEVENFRIDAY.com. SEVENFRIDAY.com, okay. Or via our Philippine distributor. Obviously, can I say the email address? It's sevenfriday_Manila@gmail.com. Okay. And we will also open a flagship boutique in Green Hills, Promenade 2, after the renovation in around May, June. Okay. So that will be our first in the world. First in the world? First in the world. Well, we are 4 months old as a brand. So
that's true, and in the Philippines too. Well, Daniel, all the best to you in 7 Friday. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for the watch.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll find out what's brewing at Black Canyon Coffee Philippines. So stay with us. Shop Talk will be right back.